Hey guys, I'm Brandon Woolham, and today we are checking in with Michael Sarver. How are you, buddy?
Man, I'm good. Get the
Yeah.
weather's cooling down a little bit, so the cooler it gets, the better I get. I love it.
So the new single "Warrior" it's going to be coming out on September 26th. And first, we're going to talk about the single. But let's get a little of your story too, because a lot of these folks may have been exposed to you a long time ago on American Idol, and
Yeah.
then your career path went all kinds of different directions. A little bit of country, a little bit of worship leader. So first, tell us a little bit about you for these folks watching this that maybe don't remember the name or their first time ever hearing this name.
Yeah, absolutely. It really did all begin as far as a career perspective for me with American Idol, and it was a good experience, not one that I regret at all. It was a lot of fun, and I'll tell you, American Idol fans are the most dedicated, loyal fans. So I've been blessed. But through that journey, yes, I did country for a while, and I don't regret that either. I regret some of my idiotic behavior during that time, but I don't regret the decision. I enjoyed making that music, but through the journey from that to taking a very large years long break to back where I'm at, I feel most where I belong. I've always known this my entire life, and from the day my mom said I could sing at 11 years old, and I'm not mad at any other kind of music, but man, there's nothing better than knowing you're living in your pocket, in your calling and the purpose that God's put on your life. And that's where I'm at right now. And it is the perfect fit because it's where I probably should have been all the while, but a lot of great lessons learned along the way.
Yeah, let's talk about the song, your first official Christian music release,
Yeah.
"Warrior," out on September 26th. Talk to us a little bit about this track.
Man, honestly, Warrior was kind of birthed out of my own situation. Just one of those weeks, where you got to fight for it a little bit. It seems like every day something was going on, or my mind being bombarded or whatever it may have been. So I wrote this kind of out of my own fight to get back to my right headspace and get back to who I know I am. And so Warrior, I really imagine this song being played in a car for someone that had a bad morning and they're heading to work, and this song just jacks them up because when you read the Bible, you see in a lot of areas that God put a warrior inside of us. There's so many characters in the Bible that were warriors that had to fight through a lot, and there's nothing new under the sun. So someone has faced what you're facing at some point in history, and they fought and they won. And this song is about that. It's about kind of reigniting and reminding ourselves that we don't have to lay down and take anything. We've got fight inside of us. Anger's good as long as you don't sin with it. So that righteous anger and that righteous feeling of no, I'm fighting back. That's what this song is about.
Yeah, you kind of hinted at it a little bit there. I've got to hear the track. This one's
Oh,
a little
great.
more rockin' than what most of us would consider country music.
Yeah.
So, how do you think those longtime fans that have been here all these years are going to react when they hear this new sound from Michael?
I feel like they're gonna like it more about, oh, it's a change of style versus no, this is the real him. I feel like when you listen to me sing now, you're going, okay, he's found who he is, and he knows what his voice is, he knows his lane, and he's in it. And Warrior has a rock edge because the song had to have that attitude, from a musical perspective. But the rest of the album coming down the road, I'm really able to open up and introduce the soulful, more R&B pop type side of me that actually was me before Idol. And I didn't even know I had an accent until I went to LA for Idol. That's when I discovered I had an accent. So there was a lot of direction that I took from other people, and I think it just made sense with my story to sing country. But my heart it goes way back to gospel and more soulful singing. And this style of music that we're doing on this project, it leans in that direction. It gives me a space to be my true self.
How different was the songwriting process when you went into this project based on the previous attempts all these years at secular music?
A lot more natural. It's been a lot more natural to write Christian music because I have been through some stuff. And I this for me, artists have this incredible opportunity to say and break out what everyone else wants to say, but in a way they can't do it. So it's this huge privilege and honor to just kind of get it on paper and then get it printed in the studio, and knowing that what you're singing is actually going to have a real impact on someone's life. It's not just fun. It is fun, but it's not only fun. And knowing that the lyrics need to be transformative made it easier to write, because there's people on the line. Their lives are on the line based on what we put on a record, and I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, what scriptures and stories have anchored you during these seasons of struggle and breakthrough?
Oh man, that one's easy. Ephesians 6, the whole book, or the whole chapter, honestly, um, because of that understanding of, weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God. And you go on to understanding the the breastplate of righteousness and sword of the spirit, and knowing that sometimes it's interesting, but Christians, the ones that say they believe the Bible, generally think of resorting to the word. They think of that last. First, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And everybody around you is like, but your Bible that you believe in so much says what to do. And so it Ephesians 6 is really where that warrior mentality comes from, where you recognize, no, there are actual weapons and armor that if I put them on properly, if I live my life according to the word, if I do spend time in the Bible and I do spend time praying, then while doing that, I am girding myself up for protection and the ability to fight back. And man, if you read Ephesians 6, if you need to get pumped up, read that chapter.
And then you go listen to Warrior.
And then go listen to Warrior. Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like this is just the first of a few songs we're going to be hearing maybe throughout the year or next year. What's our timeline once we get this one out? When's the rest of this going to make it to our playlist?
Thank you so much for asking that. I thank you for the interest. It's really cool. Literally a month later, we have another song coming out, called Victory Song, and it's really that journey of the warrior and having to fight and being inspired to fight back, and then the other side of that mountaintop, that we've all felt after a valley, and it's a lot lighter, more of a bright spirit to it. And then we are going to put some Christmas songs out there. I wrote a Christmas song just recently. I have made a commitment that I either sing or whistle a Christmas song every day of the year.
Hmm.
It's just I love Christmas. So we're going to release a little EP for Christmas as well. Um, and there is also a music video for Warrior coming in the middle of all that.
That's awesome. What was the songwriting timeline on this stuff? Is this some of this pulled from the archives from past projects, or were all these fresh writes that have been recent?
I wrote all of these songs new. I do feel I'm proud of some of the songs that I wrote in the past, but I felt like I needed to write true to the time. The world is different, and it'll be different again in 2 years. And so I felt it was important to be honest and genuine with writing according to what's going on with me, and not what went on necessarily. And honestly, had I brought some back from the past, I'm sure I would have been proud of how they came out. But these are the right ones for this record. They really speak what I wanted to speak, and man, we're so pumped about them.
That's awesome. Are we gonna get to hear these live? We getting this out on tour?
Yeah, so we're working actually now at looking at dates. That's my favorite thing to do. I love making records, but I love singing live, and you'll hear that out of a lot of past American Idol contestants, because you don't get there easily. It's not an easy show, and if you get any level of success, it's probably because you can bring it on stage, and that is my thing. That's my favorite part. But more than anything, the ministry side of it, I've been given a lot of grace and opportunity in my life that I can say on paper I don't deserve, and it's my opportunity to put that back into the world with encouragement, inspiration, and absolutely speaking into people's lives the things that I've learned.
Awesome. We'll be on the lookout for Michael out there on the road, and you can go ahead and listen to the single very soon. Depending on when you're watching this, may already be out there. September 26th, Warriors, streaming everywhere.